Alex's Adventure in Lavish Lake, written and illustrated by Chi-Yu. Alex! Alex! Hearing my mother's voice, I woke up, still thinking about the dream I had last night. Alex! My mother exclaimed, storming in my room with her red dress swaying wildly. Have you thrown your new shirt in Lavish Lake again? And your sneakers too? And where is your toy box? Yes, the shirt and sneakers had mud on them, I answered. And the toys were old. I don't want them. Also, I got paint on the toy box while I was painting. You could just wash it off and it is wearable again, she said. Why do I have to keep everything in my house? I just don't like old things, I yelled. Well, you cannot throw something you used once only, Alex. My mother scolded me. Okay, I mumbled, not. With that, marched out to have breakfast. I forgot to mention that my mother is Red Riding Hood. She's quite annoying, as she's always grumbling about how wasteful I am. My father is Jack, and yes, he climbed a beanstalk to the giant's house. And I'm Alex. My family is quite rich. I even have a wonderful magical harp that makes music by itself, and a hen called Goldie, who lays golden eggs every day. She married a rooster and had 4 normal eggs, and 1 girl chick named Jessie, who also lays golden eggs. What a wonderful family! Well, after a scrumptious breakfast, I felt like something was missing. An adventure. I had to be as adventurous as my father. So I went in the kitchen and grabbed a packet of bacon, 2 bottles of water, and an apple. I stuffed the food in my backpack. Off I went, heading straight for the troll forest. Sprinting up a giant hill, I passed lots of trees, foxes, birds, and bees. Soon, I arrived at Lavish Lake. Deep in the forest, sitting by the lake, I yawned. Isn't anything going to happen? So I started a fire and cooked some bacon over it. When I was about to take a big bite, a beaver approached me and said, "Bird." The smell must have attracted him. I was not surprised at the talking animals, because the magical things I kept at home were just as wonderful. Anyway, it said, "Can I have it? I'll give you this magic stone in exchange for the parking good bacon." The stone was brown and slightly glowing, looking powerful in the beaver's tiny paw. When I reached out for it, I hesitated. I was thinking about my mother. She was tricked by a wolf and almost got herself killed. My father, however, became rich after exchanging his cow for some magical beans. At last, I decided to be as brave as my father. Taking the stone, I asked, "What does it do?" "Oh, give me your apple and I will tell you." So I gave him the juicy apple without thinking. I knew I had a mountain of apples back home. Throw it into the lake, and you'll be able to breathe underwater. The beaver mumbled between chews, devouring the last bit of bacon. So I stood up, aimed the stone at the center of the lake, and threw it in with a great big splash. Then the water parted. I walked on dry land with a wall of water on either side. Soon the water returned, obeying the law of gravity. I was, as the beaver said, breathing in the water perfectly. I wandered around, venturing through the lake. Unexpectedly, a tadpole swished in front of me and asked me to follow him. Following the talking tadpole to a castle, I spotted a lovely toy box with some cool toys inside. Wait! There was a splash of red paint on it. They were mine. I noticed my other belongings, a t-shirt and sneakers. There were many other things that I had chucked into the lake long time ago. I reached for the clothes, but somehow they kept dodging around me, not letting me touch them. I tried to play with the toys. Fling! Splash! Fling! The toys were flying over my head. Stupid toy car! I shouted, stomping off to a table I dumped in the lake the day before. I saw leftover food. There were some fruits, half-eaten curry and rice, 2 drumsticks, and a bottle of apple juice. The food smelled inviting. Since my food was in the beaver's stomach, and I had traveled for quite a long while, my tummy was grumbling. I grabbed a spoon, but it bounced off. Clenching my teeth, I got hold of the pear with my hand. This time, it vanished. How irritating. I was so tired and hungry that I flopped on the bed, moaning in despair. Suddenly, a silver jellyfish in a yellow cape and crown tailed out, followed by 3 armed eels. Have you learned your lesson? Asked the fish king. You treat your things as rubbish, so you are forbidden from touching them. You should cherish what you have. Yes, I breathed in awe. I should bring them home and take good care of them. Oh, no, no. It's too late. They will stay here, since I won't waste them. Now go home and don't forget your lesson. I nodded. The next thing I knew was that I was holding my breath, swimming up back to the surface of the lake and gasping, breathing in large gulps of air. The fish king, eels, and beaver were nowhere in sight. I went home, took a bath, and washed my clothes by myself for the first time. There's a hole in your shirt. You'd better throw it away, my mother said. It's fine, I answered. I can mend it. Since when did he start cherishing his stuff? She asked my dad, startled. Beats me, he said. Before bed, I wrote in my diary, "Dear diary, today was a magical day. First, I was bored and decided an adventure would do. Then, a beaver swapped a magic stone for my picnic food. I threw the stone into Lavish Lake and the water parted. I was so surprised. I wandered around the lake. Yes, I could breathe underwater. And I saw a tadpole. I followed it to a place full of my belongings, but somehow I couldn't touch any of them. Soon, I was frustrated and ready to drop until I saw the fish king. He was actually a jellyfish. He taught me a valuable lesson. I should cherish my things and not to take them for granted. And in the coming weekend, I will take Jessie to the town square and give the needy some golden eggs. I know how to share, right?